Disney classics, original shows, documentaries, and more. There's a new streaming service in town.
We're Andrea and Patty, and we are now streaming Disney Plus.
Hey y'all, I'm Andrea with Theme Park Parents. You can find me at themeparkparents.com or on social at Andrea Updike.
And I'm Patty from No-Guilt-Fangirl.com and the No-Guilt Fangirls Podcast. You can find me on all socials at No Guilt Life. Man, it's been a while, eh, Andrea?
I don't know. What day is it?
Yeah, that's how it feels around here, too. What's up with October? October just, it feels like October has lasted for 6 months.
Yes.
But at the same time, October just flew by. So it's over. Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the month, I started October 1st somewhere floating in the middle of the Caribbean. And I feel like I'm still there. Yet now I'm back. The kids are back in school. We're going full throttle. And Disney Plus still is not here. Like, we've been counting down for 5 years, I think.
Exactly. It's been 5 years. It's been 5 years. But there is some... I mean, we are in the countdown now. We are in, well, not quite single digits because there's 12 days before it actually releases. But the news is coming hard and fast lately. It seems like every day there's some new information coming out. We have access to some screeners for some of the shows, which very exciting. I know you haven't had a chance to watch anything yet, but I did. So I have already previewed a couple of things, and I can't talk about them until next week when the embargo breaks. So I can't.
It's going to be good stuff. Good stuff, though, you guys.
So, guys, what I'm saying is if you're curious about some of these shows and how good they are or whatever, come back and talk next week because we're going to be talking all about it.
We will have some updates for you. And I'm glad you mentioned the countdown because I don't know if everybody realizes this, but on the Disney Plus website, there is a countdown at the bottom of their page. And I have been trying to do this math, and I want to know what you think, Patty, because the countdown is to the 2nd for the launch of Disney Plus. And I'm trying to figure out if it's going to launch at midnight on November 12th or if it's going to be the next morning. And I don't want to say the numbers on the call here because I know it's not going to be the same when we actually air this, but what are we thinking about when it's actually going to launch? Are we staying up late? Are we getting up early? What's the deal?
I don't know. I don't do math. But yeah, I'm looking at this now that you've said that. I just pulled it up, and sure enough, at the very bottom of DisneyPlus.com, there's some countdown to launch, which, by the way, we need to throw some love out to, first of all, it's Disney, so I don't expect any less with the marketing. However, I feel like the Disney Plus marketing team is knocking things out of the park.
They are.
On social media, the website looks great. I mean, I'm hopeful that means the app and the interface work well. But
yes.
From a social media perspective, this has been a lot of fun.
It really has. And if you get on Twitter, I'm a Twitter OG. I will love Twitter until I die or it dies, whichever comes first. I love Twitter.
Same girl.
And it is so fun to watch the back and forth between the team on the Disney Plus Twitter account. So if you are not following that, easy, at Disney Plus, all spelled out, on Twitter. And they are a lot of fun. Did you see that video they released with like really fast flashes of all the different shows that are going to be on Disney Plus when it launches?
Yes.
And I read somewhere that if you were to watch, they have a whole extended version of that, and if you were to sit there and watch, it would take over 3 hours to see all of the shows.
Right. It's like a 3-hour trailer.
Yeah. I thought that was so smart. I mean, it's just funny. Like, who's going to do that? But somebody, somebody
did. No, absolutely. Somebody sat down and did that whole thing. And it's crazy. I mean, we've got less than 2 weeks before this whole thing kicks off. And it's been a fun ride so far. And I cannot wait to see where it takes us from here.
I know. It's going to be so good. Now, I did see, speaking of Twitter while we're there, I asked people just kind of casually what their favorite show was, what are they going to watch first? And I had some really good responses. But before I get to that, I know we've talked about the fact that the service is not, we don't think, or yet it's not going to be available on Amazon Fire Stick. But I got a new complaint this morning from someone saying they also found out it will not be available to them on their smart TV or through, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, Xfinity. Have you heard about that? I think it's a Comcast thing.
Okay.
And of course, you can always cast from your mobile device to your television. So if you have a smart TV, you can do the app on your phone. You can cast, no problem. We're talking about having the actual app on the TV itself, which you can do on Roku. But apparently, there are some new issues surfacing. So if you have one of those devices and nothing else, you might want to look into it to be sure that you are going to be compatible, because I feel like these are new. This is brand new information.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that before. I knew the Fire Stick thing was still basically radio silence. Nobody's copying to what's going on there. So that makes me hope that something will change before it drops.
Me too.
But the rest of that is new information. I know it can be used on your smart TV. Like with Apple, but I suppose if you have a different kind of smart TV, maybe you can't.
Well, and if you have, a PlayStation or a device that you can get other streaming services through, it should work through there. So there are plenty of workarounds. But it's just interesting. I think Tech Junkie reported some of the questions about this, and I'm hoping they'll get resolved, but just a little heads up. Maybe it'll be resolved by the time we air this, but that was a new one to me, so I thought I'd bring it up.
Okay, well, that's definitely a good point to make a note of if you fall into that category, because you're gonna want to watch things, guys. You're gonna want to watch things, and yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like they're going to work these glitches out. They're going to want everyone to be able to have access to it. So I feel like it's really in their best interest to get it done and get it done as quickly as possible. And I think it's probably maybe just people finding something to talk about between now and the day of launch, because we're dying. We cannot wait to watch these shows, and we have to have something to talk about.
We do. Well, there is something I can talk about, finally.
Oh boy, let's hear it.
I've been holding on to this secret for almost an entire year.
What?
A year,
What have you been keeping from us? Patty?
Do you know how hard that is for me for a whole year? But I did it.
I don't know how you did it.
About a year ago, I was invited by Disney to go to the set of one of the Disney Plus shows and to actually get a behind the scenes look of everything that was happening on a live movie set of Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. We are finally allowed to admit that we were there. And on Monday, we can actually reveal basically what happened and what we saw and all of those good things. And it also helps. The Lady and the Tramp might be one of those screeners that I've gotten to take a peek at.
Hey,
so
that's exciting.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be cute. I know we've talked about this movie before, but I'm excited to see it because, the live action stuff they've been doing has still been very CGI heavy, and they actually used real animals for this. Is that right?
They did. However, you got to realize these are real animals that talk.
Well, sure.
So there's still
it's a combination.
Yeah, there's still going to be some level of CGI going on. But overall, I think it's going to be really, really, really awesome. So again, I'm not going to, give any details just yet. You'll have to come over to the No-Guilt Fangirls podcast on Monday for the review and for some more information about the set visit. But it's fun. It's fun. And CGI dogs, they're real dogs, but there is some CGI action going on. So it's not completely without.
Hey, I don't mind the CGI. I think it's cute. I like the mix, I like it when they use real animals because they're a little unpredictable, and I'm sure they're very well trained. But dogs are cute. I want to see real dogs.
Yes, and dogs in my opinion, like comparing this to Lion King, dogs have a little bit more, I don't know, natural emotion or, things that we're used to kind of seeing on their faces. They emote a little bit better, and that's all I'm going to say about that for now. So we'll get back to...
We'll have to talk about Lion King another time because that is when I actually really, really enjoyed it. And I think I am probably opposite of most of the people I've seen, at least, but that's for another day.
Okay. That's for another day.
But will you please put those links in our now streaming Disney Plus Facebook group so that we can all make sure that we don't miss them?
Absolutely. And hey, y'all, did you know we had a now streaming Disney Plus Facebook group?
We do?
We do.
Well, you guys need to come in there. We are just getting started. It's a cozy group, but we love chatting about Disney Plus. We cannot wait to start talking about these shows as they roll out. We're going to have lots of threads in there to kind of hash things out if you want, because I know we're going to be needing to talk about some of these shows, especially since they're only going to be releasing some of them 1 week at a time.
Let's talk about that, because people maybe haven't recognized that that's what's happening. Now, first of all, here's my question. This is my question to Disney Plus. What is this, 1992?
I know.
Why are you doing this to me, Disney Plus? Why are you making me wait?
I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, I'm not looking for another TGIF.
Right? Thank you. Okay, so what the deal is, guys, at least 2 shows that I have seen actually announced. There may be more. I'm sure it's going to be more coming this way. But The Mandalorian and High School Musical, the series, what they're doing is they're going to, on November 12th, we're going to get episode 1. And then on Friday, November 15th, we're going to get episode 2. And then after that, it's going to be every Friday that they're going to drop a new episode of these 2 shows.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this works out. I mean, part of me, I have to say, okay, I'm on two sides of the road here, because there's a little part of me that, of course, I want the instant gratification. I have to watch the next episode. Mm-hmm. There is also a part of me that really kind of misses the digestion part of an episode, where you really have to sit with it and think about it and talk to your friends about it. And, that part, I do think it might be kind of nice, but I don't know, a week just feels like a really, really long time. And I'm currently having a struggle because my favorite television show has been on hiatus for 2 weeks because it's preempted due to the World Series. And I'm like jonesing. I'm jonesing for my show. I'm like, how am I going to wait between episodes? I don't know.
I get it from like a community standpoint. So I envision that this is going to be an awesome conversation to have in our Facebook group, right? Every week we can have a recap of what happened on The Mandalorian last week, and blah, 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 blah. So in that sense, yes, like make it last, make it, stretch it out and all of that stuff. However, in this day and age, like with my life and with my schedule, binging is just, it fits a lot better for me than watching one episode at a time, because honestly, I forget.
Yeah.
I forget a lot. So I'm not sure that I will, obviously, if it's something that I totally love and it hooks me. But even if it's not, I mean, I love, you guys know how I feel about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Sure.
And
yeah.
Even every Friday night for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I had to set reminders. I had multiple alarms going on my phone. I had to remind myself to get up and go watch the show every Friday night. So that's my concern, is that I know how I am, and I can't be the only one like this. That I may end up binging anyway. I might end up like kind of saving up episodes and then sitting down and watching all 4. But I don't want to do that, because I don't like FOMO, and I like being in the conversation, like when it's happening, which is why I love the binge. So I don't know.
It's interesting that you brought up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I actually have not finished the most recent season of that show because of that very reason. I got off track and I got behind, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to wait until I can watch them all in a row. Yeah. And so I basically stopped watching it, and now I have a few episodes to catch up on and finish. And, for other reasons, too, this particular season didn't really hold my interest that much. But I am like that. I am sort of I have to get through it and get it done. Or if it's out of sight, it'll be out of mind, and I'll find reasons to put it off. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And I'm sure that Disney will be watching very closely to see how it does, if it retains viewers or if it drops off, and I'm sure if they'll react in whatever way needed to keep the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta keep the people.
Got to keep the people invested in these shows because they also look really good. In fact, Mandalorian trailer.
Yes.
There's a new trailer that just came out. That was just released a couple days ago. And also something of note with the Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of dude bros getting mad about this.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Dude bros were getting mad because The Mandalorian is not being released in advance for critics to screen. We have to watch it live on the 12th.
With the commoners.
And it was just making me laugh because some of the critics, and I do like, I like these guys. I call them dude bros, but I do like these guys. But they were pretty much, their concerns were, if I can't get it in advance, I can't take thoughtful time to really critique and get that information out to you in a very thoughtful manner. I'll feel rushed because the way things, work in entertainment is whoever's first isn't always whoever's best. And sometimes being first is what matters, Yep. And I think that was their concern. And it's a valid concern. I don't disagree with them, but I just had to laugh because we are getting access to a lot of great stuff. Honestly, I think my top 10 list was pretty much fulfilled except for The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
They are holding off on that. They don't want leaks. They don't want spoilers. They want everybody to experience it at the same time. Yeah. So guys,
I have to say, I'm okay with that when it comes to Star Wars because, and I think it's a really smart move on their part because sometimes when that buzz, the critic buzz hits, and we've all seen it where the critics hate it and the audience loves it, or the critics love it, the audience hate it. And, nobody's going to agree 100% on every single thing they watch. But when it comes to Star Wars, there is something so special about seeing it with just having no idea what's going to happen. A lot of people, and myself included, I'll watch the trailers for Star Wars things, movies and shows, but I really do not go out of my way to read anything, any speculation. What if it's this? What if it's that? And I know it's out there because every single time I log into my YouTube app, I'm bombarded with these videos from people saying, "Oh, I heard this. Is it true?" And I'm like, I don't even want to read the titles of these videos because they are so spoilerish. Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe they're just clickbait. I don't want to know about it, Right. And so when it comes to Star Wars, I'm a little bit glad that they're doing it that way because then I don't have to be subjected to other people's opinions. I get to just watch it clean and just know how I felt about it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, that's what's going on with Mandalorian and High School Musical, the musical. Now, there is one thing about High School Musical, the series. That name.
I love hearing you say that. You say it so well. I don't even try.
I'm just leaning in, man. If they can lean in, I can lean in. So this one, they're doing the same kind of release schedule. So on November 12th, you get episode 1, and then on November 15th, you're going to get episode 2. Except, guys, if you have not bought Disney Plus, I don't know, maybe they're going to try to get a whole bunch of last minute people to log in and sign up for it by doing this. On November 8th, which is a Friday, November 8th, ABC is going to air. ABC, like regular ABC, not Disney Plus, but they're going to air that first episode on ABC. So you don't even have to have Disney Plus if you want to check out High School Musical, the series, and see what you think before it actually opens. So I thought that was actually kind of a clever thing to do too.
Definitely.
Because if you've got some kids out there whose parents are like, no, you don't need this, they're going to watch it on ABC and they're going to be like, but Mom, I need this. And
now Verizon customers are getting free access for 1 year if they fall into certain very broad categories, if you ask me. So if you're a Verizon customer, look into that.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty cool dealio. So get this, I am set for the next 4 years. It's ridiculous. I am a Verizon customer, and I do have the unlimited Verizon plan, so it falls in the free for a year program that Verizon is doing. So basically what Verizon decided is they're going to give their Verizon customers, and I know one of the buckets of people who get this. You have to have Verizon Unlimited plan, which is what we have. And they're giving you 12 months free with the idea that then I think Verizon's going to start billing you $6.99 a month on that 13th month.
Oh, through your Verizon plan.
Through your Verizon plan. That's how I understand how this is supposed to work. Here's the catch. At first, when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, I already paid for the first 3 years, so I'm sure they're not going to let me like have both.
Yeah.
Dude, they're letting me have both.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, they just sent an email out and they said, very clearly that if you have already paid for like a 3-month, service, this Verizon is going to start first. So we get our first year is going to be that free year. And then the next 3 years will be after that will be the paid, I think I paid $130.
Yep.
At D23 Expo for the Founders Circle. And so I did the math and I ended up getting, it's so cuckoo crazy. I think I'm paying $271 a month for Disney Plus.
That's ridiculous. That's awesome. I mean, so that's the kind of thing, you guys. I mean, most people have access to these deals. Now, whether or not you took advantage of them at the time, that's on you. but pay attention and see what your providers are offering, because there are deals to be had, and now is the time to snatch them up, because I really do think this price is going to go up. It remains to be seen, but I'm locked in for the 3 years. We're going to look into the Verizon thing. We do have Verizon, but we don't have the unlimited service, so I'm not sure that we'll qualify. But I mean, I think it's a really great deal. All you have to do is check. There's really no reason. And I'm sure that you can cancel if you don't want it to keep going after the year. So it's just a matter of staying on top of it at that point. So that's really, really cool about Verizon. Now, I also wanted to mention before we wrap up that there are even more new announcements and new things coming out as we are in this final countdown. And, it's like we think we have the full list, they give us more. We think we have the full list again, they give us more. So if you go to d23.com, there is a full list of day one content, everything that will be on Disney Plus on day one, November 12th. But also, they've just announced recently that there are some new Pixar shorts that are being added, brand new Pixar shorts. There's a new series coming by LeBron James. It's called Becoming, and that is a closer look at famous celebrities and how they grew up and what their childhood was like.
I'm super interested in that because I'm nerdy dorky. I love to hear, how kids with any kind of talent got to that. And you know what, this kind of ties in, I'm going to segue just a smidge to the Marvel Hero Project stories that are coming out. Now, these kids are not famous yet, guys.
Yeah.
If I'm like, I gave myself goosebumps. I'm not even kidding. Again, I don't want to get myself into trouble, so I'm not going to go too far on this because the embargo doesn't lift till Monday. However, I will tell you this. These kids are phenomenal, and so are their parents.
They really are.
And so I think this LeBron James series, I think it's I think the first, I think it's a 10 episode series is what I saw. And he's the first one that they focus on becoming. They're going to talk about the upbringing and that sort of thing. So as a mom, I'm super curious to see how much focus they put in, what their parents did or how their parents helped them, on that aspect as well.
It's not just sports, it's celebrities, it's musicians, it's entertainers, it's athletes. A couple of the people they have on the list of episodes are NBA player Anthony Davis, WNBA champion Candace Parker, Nick Cannon, who's an entertainer and the host of The Masked Singer, my current favorite show, and Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things. So I think they've got a really good mix of people.
Yeah, no, I think that one's going to be great. So they're working on getting that one set up for us. So that's another new show coming out. I also saw that they're working on Disney's version of a musical Christmas Carol.
Oh, I did see that. Now I'm I'm holding my opinion on that one.
Well, it's going to be called
Until
Marley.
further notice.
Well, we don't know anything. We don't know anything about it, so we don't know what's coming.
It's true. That's why I'm like, I need to wait and see more information before I decide.
Yeah, for sure. It's called Marley, and it's going to be the reinventing of the classic story, conveying it through the eyes of Jacob Marley, who is the deceased business partner of Ebenezer Scrooge. So
okay, now that does sound interesting.
Yeah, and it's going to be a musical. So, as long as the music is there, I think we'll be good. I think it'll be a good one.
I mean, and there's going to be more. There's always going to be stuff in development. Things are going to come out. We're going to get details. I can't wait. I think it's going to be, just another really great option for family TV. I'm really excited, to watch these things with my kids. And maybe that's another plus for the Friday night thing, because that's typically our pizza movie night at home. Mm-hmm. So maybe that will transition into Mandalorian night.
How much do you want to bet Disney has done the math on that? They've done the research. They know exactly that's what families are doing. And so, okay, all right, I get it, fine. But I just, it gets harder as your kids get older, because Friday nights aren't the same Friday nights that it used to be. It'll be
definitely
my husband and I and the 8-year-old sitting on the couch, but all the teens are going to be off doing things with their friends.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know. That's the thing. That's
a little trade-off. Crazy. Yep. But anyway, there was a lot that has been happening, and we just touched on it all. I hope you guys are just as excited as we are about everything coming to Disney Plus, because it's almost here. We have, I think, one more show that we're going to come out with.
We're in the home stretch
before the actual start of everything. And that next show, we should be able to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've seen and give you, or trust us, no spoilers. We would never do that to you, but we might be able to give you some first impressions on some of these shows, hopefully by next week. So you're going to want to come back. You're going to want to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Now Streaming Disney Plus. You can also pop over to No Guilt Fangirls Podcast and subscribe over there, because let me tell you, I'm going to be talking about all kinds of stuff next week.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff.
And please feel free to check out themeparkparents.com and justisafourletterword.com. I don't have podcasts for those blogs yet, but I am definitely sharing as much as I can about things as they relate. And we haven't even touched on some of the new theme park content that's coming out on Disney Plus. So that's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to watch some of those shows as well.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Well,
I can't decide what I'm going to watch first. I'm really torn.
It's a problem. It
is.
It's going to be a problem, guys. Which again, maybe that's why Disney's helping us. That's one of the also positives that I saw with things, being petered out every Friday, is that now I can be a productive member of society, and I won't be, just glued to Disney Plus all day, every day, watching, binge after binge after binge. I'll watch one show here, one show there, move on with my life, actually feed children, important things.
They did that for you, Patty. That's why they did that. They did it for us.
They're looking after my health, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm sure.
All right. Well, guys, come on back. We'll be back next week. We're going to talk some more. And see you real soon.
Thanks for listening.